is a special episode brought to you by Entrepreneur Outlook. This is Kajal Dubhal, your host for today, and I'm thrilled to be in conversation with Vishal Nanda, the visionary founder of CredO, a cutting edge cybersecurity company that's redefining how businesses safeguard their digital ecosystems. Let's dive into Vishal's inspiring journey and the story behind CredO, and also his insights on the evolving cybersecurity landscape. So please welcome Vishal Nanda. Hey Vishal, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, Kajal. Thank you so much for having me, on this forum. It's a pleasure to be here. I was writing a book called Talking to Strangers, so I thought I'll be doing the interviews. But hey, you know what? You're doing the interviews. So, I never expected to be here, but thank you so much for having me on board.
Pleasure is all mine, Vishal, and I believe that our audience out there is very much curious to know about CredO. And can you just share a few lines, or you can share the overall portfolio of your venture with our audience out there?
Sure. We are a cybersecurity startup, right? Now I've been in the field for about 15 years now. I've done various jobs at Oracle, PwC, and DXC. I've done one other startup before, and I've also worked in different aspects of cybersecurity in itself. For me, whatever that I found that, hey, you know what, this is probably not the way it should be done, or this is probably, we could do this better. I got tired of, giving that to somebody else, and then waiting for things to happen, and thought, why not take a stab at it myself, see if we could solve some of the problems ourselves. So CredO is, we are essentially a cybersecurity firm. We do all aspects of cybersecurity. We bring everything together onto one platform. So it's essentially a CISO platform that takes subjective interpretation out. We correlate all aspects of cybersecurity, and we give you intelligence back. So we look to embed a security organization into a target infrastructure. It could be your company, it could be a tier 1 company, tier 2 companies, it could be a startup. We look to embed the entire security organization and build an intelligent ecosystem where we give intelligence, but we also correlate the intelligence according to their infrastructure, and we take subjective interpretation out. I would hate to say artificial intelligence, but we do a lot of machine learning, neural science, and artificial intelligence in how we build that intelligent ecosystem, right? So we filed for 3 patents in Europe, in India, for our own custom protocol that we have developed in how we do secure intelligence, in how we secure the AI stack, in how we address privacy of artificial intelligence, and at the same time, how we build intelligence from ground up, right? It's great to say, hey, you know what, I have LLM, I have Gen AI, I have a whole lot of agentic AI, put everything on top and say, you know what, because that's the buzzword around here. And everybody wants to speak in how we do AI. But we, take a step back, build it from ground up, have our own custom intelligence, how we do it, where we pride ourselves in accuracy of detection, in how we detect, and correspondingly, our accuracy in implementation, right? So the ROI has a cyclical effect on it, right? It's one feeds off the other. That's what we pride ourselves in. Right now we've kind of seen the results. We have our show on the road. I have a great partner ecosystem, right? I have a great partner ecosystem where we have tied up with Unisys, who are a French multinational firm, and they have on their list Renault, Peugeot, Citroën, Stellantis, Thales, you name it, right? So we have a show. So we have a great portfolio of companies where we are able to give value to. We have some very high value customers here in India, who are some of the top embedded firms in fleet management, where we have implemented it and put kind of results are now tangible. We also have some of the top HR providers. You know how important privacy is, and HR holds all the sensitive data, right? Your personal information, my personal information, and consumer laws are coming up all around the world. How we kind of translate mandates of privacy and consumer privacy into technical implementation and software implementation. While at the same time, AI is going all over the place, right? There are protocols that are coming up like MCP. Everybody wants to do agentic AI, and information is going there. It's not confined. So how do we put a boundary around it, right? So we have done it for different domains, different business landscapes, where data value is different. So one of the things that we pride ourselves on, I love to do a time travel analogy, right? So we talk about traveling to different points in space. So we can switch between different points in space when we context switch, right? So it's time travel. You're not traveling back in time, or you're not traveling forward in time. You're traveling to that point in time. And then we correspondingly implement security according to how the universe is at that point in time, right? So if you switch from data context of HR to data context of fleet management to data context of the data context of fleet management to data context of locations, privacy, whatever it is, whatever mandate you look at, whether it's SOC, whether it is PCI, whether it is IEC 62443, we do that for you. We do that instantaneously, and it happens intuitively in how we design the boundaries of it through our custom AI. So that's how we started, right? That's how we started. That's how we got here. But all said and done, for me, I sold a previous startup of mine in about a year's time. So when I started off over here, the belief, or the founding belief, was, hey, you know what? I want to take this to a place. I want to run this in a manner where not only are we achieving our technical objectives of how we want to sell it, but also in whom we sell it to, right? And also the people who work along with me. So I'm very passionate about how we do it, how we go about doing it, and the benefits should be mutual to people with me and the people that we do it for. That's one of our founding ethos in itself, in terms of what our core philosophies are and how we look at it, in terms of I don't really, for me, I always tell the people who are working alongside me, as long as they're able to give value to the end customer, they give value to me. So if we are successful, you are successful. So, and your benefit should be equal to mine. So I make sure that I do that for all the people that are with it, my partners, with myself, for the people who work with me. It's a flat world, and I'm a big believer in having a flat world. So that's my story so far. So I would say.
Amazing, Vishal. And now I believe that you should also talk about that, the spark that led to the inspiration of CredO. Was there any specific moment or any incident that, inspired you to begin this entrepreneurial journey of yours?
I don't know if there was one specific moment or one specific incident or such, right? I did my master's in California. Some of my best friends are still there, right? Okay. I stayed there for about 5-6 years. But for me, my peers are there, right? So that aspect of entrepreneurship from the Silicon Valley in itself was always there, right? But I always tell people, you know what, I can do from here what you can do in San Francisco or in Hague. You know, we can do that from here, albeit we do business at a global scale. We do business around the world. I have started my company here in Karnataka, in the state of Karnataka. I grew up in Chennai, right, in the state of Tamil Nadu. I'm a Mallu by birth, and I registered my company over here, and I've done all my compliances with only the total money that I've expended is 14,000 rupees, right? 14,000 rupees. I've done the entire thing. I've not paid a single rupee of bribe here in India. So for me, that's possibilities, right? Our tagline is possibilities. For me, this is possibilities in what we can do. So for a person whose dream is, you have ability or you have intellectual property, it's what your skill sets are. We can do over here the same level of work what you have around the world, And whenever I talk to people, especially when I talk to potential investors, I always look for that from people, right? In them being able to kind of help us or empower us on our journey to achieving our targets and our objectives, while at the same time it doesn't feel like, hey, you know what, I'm going to sit on top of your head. I'm going to plow down on this, not done, this, not. It goes with the job, it goes with the territory, but still, that for me is how we look at it, right? For me, intellectual property and the value of intellectual property and the value of what we do, and being able to translate that into a product, to a successful business, to a successful enterprise, for me, that's the goal, right? We have taken the first step towards it, and it's possible, right? It's possible to be able to do it here in India, to being here in Bangalore, in Silicon Valley of India in itself, so to speak. For me, that is an entire journey of everything where you might call it troubles or obstacles or roadblocks, to being able to transcend all of that, and basically the belief in that we can make a difference. We can. It is possible to do what we set out to achieve. For me, that's rather than a single moment of spark or moment of inspiration. For me, that is more a philosophical angle to it, rather than hey, you know what? I suddenly got this huge technical innovation that I somehow wanted to say come to fruition. That did happen, but that was more gradual, rather than one moment of I just got it, like Newton got it, and sorry, I just figured out something to do.
Wow, amazing, Vishal. And I believe that we should also talk about the USPs of the organization. Like, how does CredO stand out in the typical cybersecurity narrative, and what it is that it's doing to, get a leading edge in the market?
Oh, great question, right? Because there are so many firms that are there. The SaaS space is crowded, right? The cybersecurity SaaS space is crowded. There are a lot of big players, there are a lot of top players over here. And everybody, what we do is not look to follow the crowd, right? We're looking to create a space for ourselves in how we do. So let me put it this way. To speak in technical terms, I feel today that you cannot have centralized intelligence, right? For me, data lakes are outdated. Centralized SOCs are outdated, right? We are moving to, especially with computing power going through the roof, especially with chip computing powers, embedded technology at nodal levels going through the roof. Our intelligence is decentralized, right? Decentralized intelligence in if I have to give you decentralized intelligence, then I should know the forest. I have to know the forest, compute the forest, and then give you intelligence at another level, right? That is our core differentiating factor. We break the silos in cybersecurity intelligence. The way we do it is what we've filed patents for, right? So we are not just a cybersecurity SaaS. We are a platform. Our custom intelligence correlate intelligence across the stack. It is decentralized in how it is applied at a node level, right? So I'm able to talk to every node of yours in decentralized intelligence, but it's computed across the stack because we are enterprise scale. In how we compute, so when we started off, people were, controls or different, cybersecurity evaluations are different, threat intelligence is different, vulnerability assessments are different, a blue team implementation is different. Cybersecurity is fragmented. It's across, multiple different disciplines and everything. The way we compute intelligence is we take all the disciplines and we look at it, what I call it as planes of view. If I look at it from that plane of view, I'll give you intelligence for that plane of view, right? But it is only I'm viewing it from that plane of view. So we convert all of those disciplines into software code running in real time, parallelly process all of that, break the silos, and then when you want to view it in that plane of view, you can view it in that plane, right? So you can view it in the plane of view of controls, you can view it in the plane of view of threats, you can view it in the plane of view of intelligence, state of maturity, state of response, detection, monitoring, design, SDLC. So if I do a Bluetooth implementation, how good is that Bluetooth? Blue team implementation. If I do a blue team implementation, how good is that blue team implementation? If I have to do a red team assessment, what is my state of security? What is it that I'm looking to do from the red team assessment? You don't have to do all of that anymore. You just have to view it on that platform because we offensively simulate defense. So, and then put that as design. So we drive design of any implementation, and then our proprietary technology will give you what is your state of current risk, right? And state of current risk is always dynamic risk. It's not static risk. We don't derive risk from Excel sheets. Your state of implementation is your current state of risk at any given point in time, right? And we're looking to redefine open standards across the globe in how we compute that. So it's from ground up. It's not one without the other. This joint does not happen. Everything is seamless across this interwoven fabric that is there embedded into your organization itself. I can go on more detail in terms of we have about 15 to 20 independent products running as one system. We just call them modules in our, we call them, hey, we have O switch, O compliance, O intelligence, all of them different engines, different computing platforms, all of them running at the same time, parallelly processed with intelligence from ground up. And we give you the O-verse, and that's the CredO in your cybersecurity organization that is embedded into your organization, into your business landscape in itself. So that's what we pride ourselves on in what we're able to do. Like I said, we differentiate ourselves in tech. We differentiate ourselves in what is cybersecurity not. We're looking to take organizations from, hey, cybersecurity a blocker. Hey, is cybersecurity a compliance that I need to get out of the way? Rather than look at security in a reactive manner, right? I just want to get compliance. I just want to get security out of the way. To, hey, you know what? I just want to make sure that I'm compliant. To, I look at security as an enabler. To, security is the driving force of our business. So we are looking to transition organizations where it is not something to get out of the way. It's not something where you say, it's something that I have to do, so I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something, hey, you know what, this will enable in my business. Two, one of the prime driving factors of my revenue comes from having a the translating tech implementations of security to driving forces of my business in itself, right? I think that's what we aid at an enterprise scales organization to transition to in an intelligent ecosystem, right? So, there you go. There you go.
Vishal, I believe you can also share a little bit about all the proudest accomplishments and milestones that CredO has achieved so far and that you take pride in. Can you share that with our audience out there?
This is our proudest moment, right? Or so far that we have. I have what our
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur gave me. So this is the award that you guys gave me in
Yeah.
terms of the most promising startup. So this is a thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much. This is for us. This is it's great to be recognized, right?
Yeah.
All the beliefs that we have in ourselves. It's great to be
Mm-hmm.
recognized and say, hey, you know what, you guys are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
I think right after we kind of got those
Mm-hmm.
recognition in itself, um, I've received, people have seen that in the papers. People have read about that, and I've seen my partners come back to me and say, you know what, hey, Vishal,
Mm-hmm.
are we ready to go? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now
Amazing.
we have a slew of customers in France who
Mm-hmm.
are ready to take our products, right?
Okay.
And for us, entering into the French market from top of the line customers in all that we do to see our product running across um, the niche or the creme de la creme of customers over there, for us, that's a huge next step. And this has helped us transition to that phase in itself, right? For me, that's everything, right? For me, and whenever I see people who share the same passion as me, who I feed off it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you'll find a lot of them here in Bangalore because every second person is an entrepreneur here, right? And I always tell people that it's our belief in ourselves because there'll be 100 people to tell you that you're how wrong you are. You know,
Mm-hmm.
very few people recognize you for doing something well, right? There'll be a whole bunch of people telling you all the pitfalls, all the scary stories, how 9 out of 10 startups fail, and all. It's the founding beliefs, or is a belief in yourself that's going to get you to where you want to, right? So we have it, right? And I love the company of other people, when who share that same passion, who share that same belief in itself, in what
Okay.
we do. Yeah. So
And
do it with your heart. Do it with your heart.
hmm,
Think with your head.
okay. And what about the future prospects, Vishal? Where do you see the organization 5 to 10 years down the line?
5 years down the line, we may not be an NVIDIA,
Mm-hmm.
but we want to get halfway there, right? Um, and our immediate next step is the European market, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, or I don't necessarily see growth in headcount terms, but I would love to
Mm-hmm.
see, more partners, more people joining me in our journey itself. We are investing hugely in our research and development, in
Mm-hmm.
how we scale because tech is changing fast, how fast we're able to scale. But for me to be able to scale European and North American markets, um, to be able to be recognized as one of the top technology firms in cybersecurity that is ahead of the curve in what they do, um, and be able to take my partners, people who work with me, and everybody else around me,
Mm-hmm.
is I think that's where I see myself in 5 years time, or see the CredO in itself in 5 years time. I don't have one particular target that I want to achieve, but
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at global scale. We are
Okay.
looking at in global scale results or precision results that that people see value for their business. So that's
Okay.
where I want to see CredO in 5 years time.
Okay. And any message that you would like to be conveyed to the people who will be viewing this whole session? And you can also share any message to your partners, your clients, or your targeted audience out there.
Sure. I mean, hey,
Mm.
hopefully we are doing what we set out to do. As long as we are hold ourselves to that to that value or to that standard, I will be giving value to my customers and to my partners, right? So hopefully we're doing that. So thank you so much for having the trust in me and trust in CredO to where we are in this journey. And I'll say pretty much the same thing to all my fellow entrepreneurs as well. Is I'll see you at the top.
Perfect. And I believe this seems to be a good place to put an end to the conversation. And we wish you all the best for CredO's, many more success ahead. And we wish you all the best for your future endeavors too. It was, one enlightening conversation. And thank you so much for joining us today, Vishal.
Thank you for having me here. I'll
Hmm.
I'll tell everybody to keep watching the space because we have more coming up with Outlook in itself. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure is all ours.